Josh, do you want to do it like last week? Run through one of the shots? Hello everybody and welcome to Lyle Peacock Field here in Toronto. Great to have your company, Peter Jolly with you, and also in the commentary box this afternoon we have Joshua Leeson from the Newcastle Herald. Great to have Josh back. Good afternoon, Josh.
Afternoon, Pete. How you going, mate?
Mate, not too bad. 3 o'clock right bang on kickoff, so we don't have much time to muck around here this afternoon. We might go through the sides as they'll go onto the field. Let's all go through the Cessnock side first of all. At fullback we have Kerrod Holland. On the wings it's Chris Pine and also Greg White. The centre pairings of Sean McCuff and Brendan Williams. The 6 and 7 this afternoon is Geordie Conley and Joel Brown. No Alec Fatah, known to his close friends. He's no longer in the squad this afternoon. Chris Adams, he'll go to hooker. Michael Hopkins in 10. Corey Barber in 11. Jacob McKindry in 12. And Al Lantry in jersey number 13. The interchange this afternoon for the Cessnock Goannas looks this way. In 14 is Gene Brown, Brendan Halad, Josh King, Brett Stevens, and dropping onto the interchange bench this afternoon, Josh, for the Cessnock Goannas is Mark White, and of course they're coached by Steve Kidd.
All right, the Macquarie side, we've got at fullback Nathan Cantor. On the wings, Ryan Houston and Liam Meacham. In the centres is Shane Beale and Royce Jeffrey. Joyce Jeffrey, of course, in great try-scoring form again this year. In the halves, Randall Briggs and Mick Moran. They'll be key today. In the forward pack, probably one of the biggest and baddest forward packs in the real NRL, of course, led by Captain Denny Vaughan at prop, joined by Adam Swadling. At hooker is Chris Hyde. On the bench is in the second row is Josh Schmiedel, Simon Allen, and Blake Gallen. On the bench is Andy Sumner, Blake Chaffee, Isaac Briggs, and AJ Roberts.
Okay, well that's how the Cessnock. Let's just have a look. We're just waiting for now. I was just looking to the right-hand side, actually. I thought the team was going to come out from there, but we're just standing by now for the Cessnock Goannas. 6th on the competition ladder at the moment. 16 competition points. The Macquarie Scorpions, well, their winger, Ryan Houston, he's the leading goal scorer in the real NRL competition heading into this part of the competition. He's banged home 46 goals. He's also the NRL's top point scorer in the competition with 120 points. So Macquarie, we know that they are capable of scoring points, and of course his boot is also going to be a big factor here today. As we see now the Cessnock Goannas coming out onto the field. Cessnock Goannas with their fullback Kerrod Holland. He's also the 3rd highest point scorer at fullback. So it's a pretty vital game for the Cessnock Goannas here this afternoon. A lot of people are saying if they can't win today, it might be goodbye season 2014.
I think the what's really going to come down to today is basically Cessnock's defence. We all know that they can score plenty of points, but at times they have leaked a lot of points. And I think against a side like Macquarie, who are big and mobile, they use plenty of second phase play through offloads. If Cessnock can't contain the Macquarie forward pack today, they're in big trouble. But if they can, I dead set think that Macquarie could be in for a shock here today because there's plenty of points in this Goannas lineup.
Well, we're underway, Josh, and it's a beat. Kick-off 2 to get play back underway, and now the Macquarie side have the first use of the football about 12 metres out from their own line. And don't forget, last week Cessnock defeated Souths 26 points to 6. And last week, of course, Macquarie were too good for Central Newcastle Butcher Boys. They got the points that day by 34 points to 18. So Macquarie now bring it forward, and they're out towards their own 35-metre line. And Chris Hyde goes the dummy half. They're going to kick inside their own 40. They've got a big wind behind them. The ball's bouncing down to the 10-metre line, goes back to the in-goal area. And Kerrod Holland, he gets the football, runs it back into the field of play, and he's back into the field about 20 metres out from his own goal line. This is Greg White. He comes in off the wing, and he meets the shoulder there of Denny Vaughan. So first set of 6 coming up for Cessnock here at Lyle Peacock Field. You're with Peter Jolly and the Newcastle Herald's Josh Leeson as Macquarie now on the defence as Cessnock bring it out towards their 30-metre line. And that is the 3rd tackle. Where will it come now? They're going to run it through the middle of the field, just testing each other out. They'll need a good kick here. They'll Go from dummy half. They kick off the boot of Chris Adams. He puts the kick downfield. Fill it out there by Ryan Houston. He's coming around. He's got support, but he goes himself, Josh, and he takes the tackle. And now Macquarie have their second opportunity with the ball since kickoff, and they're up around the 30-metre line.
I think both coaches will be pretty happy with the first sets of six. Obviously no errors, and both players sort of got to their kick and kicked nice and deep. So, but not as physical yet this game as I thought it might be. But I'm sure it'll heat up as the game wears on.
There's a lost ball there and picked up by Jordan Connolly, and he has the ball now for the Goannas. He'll play the ball back 35 metres out from his own line. Comes back then out of McKendry. He runs it hard and straight. He's tackled now about 25 metres out. Where will it go now? Comes back away from Connolly. They go up the middle through the 10 in Hopkins, and he's going to be put down there by Denny Vaughan. Plays the ball back now. Adams. They go left-hand side. Back away to Connolly, and he's dropped down in the middle of the field.
First time I've seen that. Michael Hopkins for Cessnock live today. He's a big boy, isn't he, Pete?
Yeah, sure is. So let's see if they can hold them out here. They're on the third tackle. This is Lantry, Josh. Hard to put down. Plays the ball back. Comes away now to Adams. They come the side that we can't see. Back away now to Williams. He barges towards the goal line. They find it hard to put him down. They finally achieve it. 2 metres out from the line. He'll get up and play the football. Barber in a dummy half. Where will it come now? Comes back off the boot of Brown. Oh, he's been upended. It's still play on though. Well, no, it's not. He's called it up, Josh. Change over back to Macquarie. They've got Macquarie 5 metres out from their own line.
Yeah, ordinary last kick option there by Joel Brown. I think they had a few tackles up their sleeve as well, and look, they had plenty of numbers there on the left-hand side, so they probably should have put it through the hands and tested out the Macquarie back line. But they're just a rushed option there.
And don't forget, in the coming weeks, there's a big sportsman dinner for Danny Vaughan, 16th of August at 6:30 at the Toronto Workers Club. $60 per person and $500 for a table of 10. And Peter Tunks and Brett Kenny will be the speakers on that night, according to Bob Brown from the Macquarie Scorpions. So get along to that if you can. They've come down to the 40. They're going to put in the kick, and that's where we come back to the Goannas having the possession through their winger in Greg White. And he can't go any further, Josh, and he's banged down 5 short of the 20.
Just getting back to the Danny Vaughan dinner. No one, I think, at Macquarie would deserve a sportsman's dinner more than Danny Vaughan. He's been a great servant to this club for a long time. I think 2-time Newcastle Rugby League Player of the Year. He's basically been playing on one knee for the last 2 years. He's had some horrific knee injuries, and he's battling on now. I think you wouldn't find a tougher guy in this competition than Danny Vaughan. So, yeah, well deserved to have a sportsman dinner in his honour.
Yeah, they'll pack the auditorium out that night. This is Michael Hopkins. First penalty of the match. Going to the Cessnock Goannas. 10 metres inside. The Macquarie Scorpions entered the field. So it's a bit breezy. It's a bit blustery here at Toronto for this clash. Not many flags are out to determine which way the wind's going to go, so we'll keep an eye on the ball to see if it's going to come backwards. No, I think it's just going across the field, Josh.
They might be slightly supporting Macquarie this half, but yeah, it seems to be more of a blustery breeze. But you probably no real great advantage at this point. But just keeping all the spectators nice and cool.
Centre of the field. This is Adams. Across it comes to Brown. Now to Holland. Cuts out one. Finds White. He's cleaned up there by Royce Jeffery.
Yeah, keep an eye on the fullback, Kerrod Holland, today. He's been a real danger man for Cessnock this year. He's got a lot of tries and is very elusive and very quick. So, keep an eye on him today.
This is Brendan Halad in jersey number 8. Back there now to Adams. Short ball. Lantry. He runs into Schmidl. Penalty. Second penalty from right in front. A little bit of niggle in front of the goal area. Keeping it down is the order of the day. So they'll take the tap, and Chris Hyde sends it to the left-hand side. Picks up Connolly. Great ball there over. Barber. He goes all the way. First try after 5 minutes. Goannas lead 4 points to 0.
Yeah, exactly, Pete. Great ball there by Geordie Connolly. He's got some big boots to fill in. Riley Brown, of course, serving a 2-match suspension, but mate, he's doing a great job. Last week he had a blinder too, and great little held that ball up beautifully there, and a great run there by number 12, wasn't it?
McKendry.
Yeah, McKendry, ran a great line there. And but yeah, probably a poor read, though, by the Macquarie Scorpions. We'll see it here again on the replay.
Here it is coming up on the Bar TV replay. Well, a few penalties got them down inside this end of the field. And as you'll see shortly on the Bar TV replay, they just ran to the hole, but it was a great ball right here. Look at this pass here, spot on. And over they went. McKendry, well, he was able to pick up 50 individual points coming into this match. Make that 54 now. Hole running at its best.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a well-weighted pass. I mean, I used to watch a lot of Cliffy Lyons playing as a kid, and he would have been proud of that sort of ball. Yeah, beautifully held up.
Well, the kick, unsuccessful. But if you're listening up through the Cessnock territory, up in the coalfields and up through Curry, it's all happening. They've been able to score the first points. So back here at Lyle Peacock Field, we've got a 4-0 ball game. And the third place Scorpions haven't had much possession down inside the go-inners half so far. The 8ers with it in Brendan Halad. If you're looking at the program, Fatah was obviously in, or Fatah was in Jersey 8 coming into this match, but unfortunately a virus has taken him down in the last 24 hours. So Steve Kidd had no hesitation to bring in Brendan Halad into the prop position as they come out to their own 40-metre line here on the eastern side of the field. They'll go up the middle through their number 8 again. Over the halfway line they come. Last tackle coming up now for Cessnock. Adams, here goes a dummy half. He's going to put the left boot towards the football. Bangs it down to the 10-metre line. And going away over there is the 2, of course. That's Houston. And he's going to be cleaned up, and he'll eventually play the football back 15 metres out from his own goal line. Of course, this is the washout clash from a few weeks ago. And of course, that day we were supposed to have had the VB New South Wales Cup match between the Tigers and the Newcastle Knights after that match. But that was moved up to Cessnock, as now we see Macquarie go out wide through the number 10 in Adam Swaddling. 15 metres short of the halfway line. Slow play the ball. Referee says get up and play the ball. Where will it go now? They send it away to the eastern side of the field. They're wrapping up the man with the ball, the go-inners. Not 1, not 2, but 3 in the tackle there. And they finally achieve it. Back away to Hyde. He's going to kick inside his own. Well, just outside the 40. Bangs it downfield and into touch on the eastern side of the field. 10 metres out when the ball goes into the touch line and out. So a scrum will pack down. Josh, 10 metres out. Cessnock will feed the scrum. And so far, Macquarie haven't been inside the Cessnock go-inners as half.
No, but a much better set of 6 there from the Scorps. I think they started getting a little bit of that second phase play going through their forwards. I mean, their forwards are renowned for being able to get, pass the ball and make holes up the middle. So they started to do that then, which they looked a lot better. And good kick there at the end from Chris Hyde, who is, of course, in negotiations at the moment to stable the club next year or potentially go and captain coach his junior club, Woy Woy, on the Central Coast. So I think everyone at Macquarie will be hoping he stays in green and gold next year because he's been a great find for them.
Yeah, it'll be a great tussle between the hookers today. Of course, as Josh just alluded, Chris Adams and Chris Hyde. Both hookers kicking early in this match as well. Speaking of Chris Hyde, he's in there, in the tackle there for Macquarie. 15 metres short of the halfway line. They spin him through the middle. The 8ers with a Brendan Halad. Dropped down there by Shamidal. They'll kick from dummy half again off the boot of Chris Adams. Away there for Macquarie to field the football through their fullback in Nathan Cantor. And he's on his back. 15 metres short of the halfway line here at Lyle Peacock Field. You're on Bar TV. This is the Newcastle Rugby League 2014 season. We're not too far away from the semi-finals, but a lot can happen on the competition ladder before we get that far in the season. So we see now the Scorpions inside the go-inners' territory by 12 metres. They come the commentary side. This is Briggs, cuts out one, finds Jeffery. He offloaded the ball, Mitchum down the sideline. And and he's going to be banged down. Fourth tackle now for Macquarie. Where will it come now? It comes back through the middle. They got space into the left, but they throw a ball out the back. Picked up. They've got to go back and clean it up. This is Briggs. Overlap now out wide. Where will it come now? Comes away to Beale. Puts the boot to the ball. Will feel it out there. I think it was Chris Pine who cleans up for Cessnock, Josh. 4 metres out from his own goal. Now he's lost the ball. Did it go back? Doesn't matter. It's a penalty.
Yeah, Chrissy Pine, great veteran of this club. And there's talk that he might have been out for the year and his career might have been over because he's going to retire at the end of the year. That's the word. But his groin supposedly didn't have the tear they feared at first, and back today. But look at that, he's not lost none of his speed either, because he certainly swooped on that ball quickly and shut down what was probably looking the best try-scoring opportunity of the game for Macquarie.
As we just glance down to the touchline, Joshua King and Mark White warming up, ready to come onto the field of battle as well for the Cessnock Goannas here, as they're out to their 40-metre line. Just running it through the middle of the field. Simon Allen from the Scorpions in defence. 2 metres short. Back there now to Adams. Away to Brown. On it comes now to Barber. He crosses the halfway line. And Brian Briggs is down low to finish him off. They're going to bang it into that tight corner here. Will it go into touch? Ball may go into the in-goal area. They'll have to play at it as the wide shot reveals they're going to be wrapped up in goal. Well, that turned out to be the best perfect kick of the match so far. Goal line dropout, 5 minutes gone. 4-0 in favour of the Goannas.
Excellent chip and chase and from the Goannas. And I mean, Coach Steve Kidd will be very proud with that. I mean, shows great commitment from the boys. They're obviously up today because they've run that down and they've paid probably Macquarie for probably letting that bounce a few more extra times. He probably didn't show enough tenacity getting that ball in quick enough, but here we go. As Scorpions on Goannas on the attack now with 40 metres out from the Scorpions line.
Good kick, wasn't it, too? And 50 metres on the fly, looking for their second point of the match. They spin it out wide. Where will it come? The three's with it. This is Metcalf. We've got a stoppage of play.
A forward pass here, I think.
Yeah, forward pass there, right in front of our touchy over there on the eastern side of the field. Well, they were just building momentum, and all of a sudden, bang, that's all over. And a lucky reprieve there for the Macquarie Scorpions.
Yeah, Cessnock have definitely come into play today. I've been quite impressed with how they've gone about their business so far. Some good kicks out of dummy half from Chris Adams and some good balls from out wide from Joel Brown. So looking very sharp so far.
Third place on the competition ladder. The Scorpions, 1-8. Lost 4. And the Cessnock Goannas still have the bye in round 17. So they're on 16 points, the Cessnock Goannas at the moment. 18 points is where Central is on 5th place.
If you look closely, I think Cessnock's really winning the battle in the ruck today with the wrestle. They really slowed it down. And normally Macquarie like to get through their play the balls pretty quick, but they've been slowed down a lot by some good wrestle in the ruck. So Cessnock have obviously it's a bit of a game plan. They knew they had to slow that area down, and they're doing a good job of doing that thus far.
Last tackle, Moran, spiralling bomb. Did well there to defuse it. Greg White did well. Never a easy catch, but that was spiralling around with the breeze behind him. They did a good job there, the winger. Greg White for the Goannas. Got their tails in the air. So far on the scoreboard, the ball is Greg Connolly.
Greg White was, of course, a little mid-season recruit for the Goannas, back from France, where he was playing over there. He also played a bit with Curry last year too, so he's second year in the real NRL, and he's proven a pretty bit of a noted try scorer as well.
To the 40-metre line. That was flat. Referee said play on. Now he'll say give it back to Macquarie as the ball comes back into their possession. So this is their chance now to get some dominance, not just on the scoreboard, but into their attack as well, as we see now them charging up towards the middle of the field, down to the 30-metre line. They come to the commentary side. The ball now, where will it go this time? They throw the dummy. Luckily there, Corey Barber was there, but unfortunately didn't shut the ball away. Play on, back to Cantor, and he's going to be wrapped up Doesn't want to go into the ground. 2 metres away from the goal line. This is Hyde. He goes from dummy half. Chris Hyde. Is he close? That he is. He's denied though. A metre out from the goal line. Looking for their first points of the match. Back to Moran. Overlap out wide. They're going to kick it. Shamidal puts in the ball in the in-goal area. They've lost the football. He's offside. That's Cessnock go-winner player if he got it. Well, that'll be interesting. We can get a replay of that. Looked to me as though the go-winner was in an offside position as he dived on the ball, which I thought from the naked eye came off Cessnock. But anyway, they're going to get the football back here, Josh, 10 metres out from the go-winners goal line.
Yeah, that was a much better set of 6 there from Macquarie. I mean, they're starting to get that offloads going, and that's when they're really going to start troubling Cessnock because they're so good at that second phase play. Probably a bit of a pass out wide to Randall Briggs, probably slowed down the momentum, but...
yeah, he's offside.
But yeah, as you said, Pete, it probably should have been a penalty because, obviously Kerrod Holland has knocked that on and picked up by a Cessnock player in offside position. But I guess the same result here. Macquarie on the attack, 5 metres out from the Cessnock line.
Yeah, through Royce Jeffery. I mean, you like to go with the rule book, but at the end of the day, they would have taken the tap anyway, pretty much where the scrum was. Back to Gallen, overlap out wide. Meacham comes back on the inside and scores the try. We'll give them a bit of possession. That's what they can do. First points for Macquarie. We're locked up 4-4 on the Bar TV scoreboard.
Very, very hard to keep Macquarie out for too long when they've got the ball on their own line. And yeah, great pass out wide there from Blake Allen. And Meacham, he had a bit to do still. He had to beat his opposite winger, but he did with a little step on the inside. And another good try for Liam Meacham, who's becoming quite a good regular first grader here in the NRL.
Well, this is it coming up on the Bar TV replay. Look at this. This is Gallen. Offloaded the ball. And that was it. That's the try. Meacham went all the way. It's a great ground, Macquarie. But unfortunately, there's a few obstructions from a commentary point of view. You've got light posts. You've got canteen, tucker boxes, whatever you want to call them these days. And but all the latter, though, it is a try. When you hear the whistle, you can pretty much say that's a try, Josh. So we'll just go by the whistle today in those little dodgy corners. Let's see what they can do here. Can they convert the try? This is the winger, Ryan Houston, from right out on the western touchline. He'll look to bring it back around. This is what he's going to do. Has he got the distance? You bet he does. What a kick from the sideline, Ryan Houston. Superb kick. 6-4, Macquarie over Cessnock. 12 minutes of the match gone.
Yeah, just getting back to knowing if it's going to be a try or not, Pete. You can normally go off the reaction of the crowd here. They're one of the more vocal crowds in the real NRL.
There's a few here today too, Josh. I mean, it's not packed. I guess I would have expected a few more, but nonetheless, the hardy, the faithful, they're in here, and they just love their Macquarie, their local side, don't they, out here in this part of the world?
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised too. I would have thought there'd be a few more here too. Usually the hill over near the canteen is normally jam-packed full of people giving their forthright opinions on the footy. But but I'm sure it's a very important game still, and I'm sure get a few more Macquarie wins and they'll be packing this ground out come semi-final time.
This is Gallen. Beat one. Up over the 30-metre line. Got a bit of spring now in their attack. Certainly, they were back from the dead. The kick goes straight down to Greg White. Fields it 30 metres out. Runs it back up over his own 40. Meacham's there. Beat him. Still going. Up towards the halfway line, and he's finished off there by Royce Jeffery. Plays the ball back. They go over the halfway line. This is Williams. Strong defence there by Danny Vaughan. 2 metres inside. The Macquarie end of the park. The Aiders with it. Halad charges up the middle of the field. Runs into Chris Hyde. Back to Adams. He goes himself, the former Newcastle Knight. Offloads the ball down to the 21-metre line. 6-4 the Goannas trail. They're going to kick off the boot there of Connolly. Oh, where will it come now? Play on, says the referee. And Macquarie pick the football up, and they're bringing it back outside their own 30-metre line, and that's tackle number 1. Well, they looked a little bit sharp, but just couldn't quite finish it off there, the Goannas. As now Macquarie, the Scorpions, 5 metres short of the halfway line here. Beautiful afternoon here in Toronto. Up around 18, 19 degrees. Bit of a breeze as well. And this is Ryan Briggs. A metre short. Standing in the tackle. Backer comes to Hyde. Fakes it. Now work to the right-hand side. They've got an overlap and they can spin it out wide. That's what they do. With the ball now is Beale. He'll head towards the sideline. They might drag him close to the touchline. But they don't drag him all the way. 2 metres in. Pants pulled down 2 shorts. Back away down to the 7 in Moran. He's going to kick out wide looking for Jeffrey. Jeffrey cleans up the goanna. 2 metres out from his own goal line. Well, they had the right idea there, the Macquarie Scorpions. Now the ball with his Holland. Runs into traffic. Can't get away there from Chris Hyde. You'll pick the football up. Well, this game, it's got a bit of an electric pace to it, Josh. And that's what we love. The real NRL. Few games this year we've seen, like, I don't know how to describe it, but old, like slow boats. I don't know, but this game's pretty fast. We're on the expressway this afternoon, like slow boat to China, but this game's got everything so far in the first 15 minutes of the match, and this is what you love about rugby league, open style football, and what we're seeing right now is what gets the fans in the match. This is King, offload to the Brown, overlap, Barber, he offloads the pass, in the corner they go! Greg White! He scores in the corner. What a fantastic rugby league try. And that's right here in the Newcastle Rugby League. Brilliant stuff.
Oh, you said it, Pete. That was a brilliant try. Joshua King, the first time I've seen him play, but fantastic offload there in a lot of traffic, and they just kept the ball going there. But as you said, the pace certainly has picked up in the last 5 minutes, and you saw them, Cessnock getting through that set beautifully. It got Macquarie on the back foot and then opened up the holes and then finished off beautifully, because that's what Cessnock can do. They're one of the most lethal sides in the comp when they string a few passes together. And as we saw right there, a fantastic try from Cessnock to take the lead, 10-6 with a kick to come.
Well, where do you start this replay? It must have went through about 8 or 9 sets of hands. We'll start it on the 30-metre line. Have a look at this. Tremendous effort there by Joshua King. Flicked it out the back, basketball style. Over it came to Barber. He offloaded it there to Williams. He found Greg White, and in he goes in the corner. Sensational effort there by the go-inners. Let's just have another look at this and talk us through it, Josh. Superb athleticism, superb rugby league.
So, great little flick pass here. I'm not sure who exactly's done that. Number 14.
Gene Brown.
Gene Brown, yeah. Great pass, and then even just as good a pass there from King.
Supporting your man and speed to burn, and they're in the corner. What a kick from the sideline as well. They've nailed it. So we've got a ball game unfolding here at Lyle Peacock Field. Cessnock go to the front. 10 points to 6 on the Bar TV scoreboard.
Yeah, we're 25 minutes in this game, and it's been pretty much all quality. I mean, only a couple of drop balls, but it'll be some wonderful tries and wonderful ball movement. So I think we're in for a great next 55 minutes of this game. It's been all go in the opening 25 minutes. So yeah,
I've just came across from the Leagues Club as well, and they've set up Bar TV in the Leagues Club, so everybody's watching the match. As now the go-inners lose the ball. Hyde, he's got the football. Can they go and capitalise and get themselves back into the match, the Scorpions?
Yeah, well, Steve Kidd will be filthy with that. I mean, exactly after you score a great try like Cessnock have just done, they've coughed the ball up early. It's not exactly what you wanted to get through your set, get the ball downfield, and they've done the exact opposite that he would have wanted. So a great opportunity here for Macquarie to hit back straight away and equalise yet again.
Moran kicking. Where's the chasers? The ball's going to sit up in the end goal area, and they've had to flick it and kick it and bang it. And it nearly went through that Hyundai window over there, but the ball's gone over the touch line, over the dead ball line. Flew over Nenna and Pop's cup of tea, and it nearly smashed into the high entry car. Have you seen anything quite like that? I bet you have, but how impressive was that to watch? And it wasn't even on the football field, Josh.
No, but it was exactly the right option there by Mick Moran. Unfortunately, it didn't seem like he communicated it to his runners, because the ball was kicked through and had plenty of time to bobble about. There was some good space that he found behind the Cessnock line, but yeah, no runners coming through to take advantage.
Lucky they got the ball back without the glass in it. That's how fast and that's how near we went to having a ball missing. Luckily they've got a few balls here this afternoon. Back then out of Briggs. He takes it down inside the 20-metre line. This is Hyde. He awaits a dummy half. Cuts out one. Goes himself. Offloads it to Moran. They turn it back on the inside. They're close. They're 8 metres away from the line. Trailing by 4, Macquarie. Are they about to hit back right here? Where will it come now? It comes back to Briggs. He'll go himself. Throws the dummy. Still going, Briggs. Beats 1. Beats 2. He'll score. He's over. Oh, the 5'8". He's done it himself. Brilliant individual effort. He's got the scoreboard locked up at 10-all with a kick to come.
Yeah, he's not the biggest guy, Isaac Briggs, but geez, he's palmed off Chris Adams and I think Brendan Halad there on the same tackle. I mean, they're obviously two country players, so fair effort to palm them off and then score a try. But yeah, probably a bit too weak defence there from Cessnock, especially after coughing the ball up on the first tackle following a try. So yes, Coach Steve Kidd will be disappointed with that, and it should be about 12-all now when he pots this over. But just going back, I think Macquarie, their attack has certainly kicked up the pace in the last couple of...
They just fell off him, didn't
they? Yeah, just a bit of shirt grabbing, I guess, and yeah, they'll be disappointed with that. It looked like they had him wrapped up, but you can't keep Isaac Briggs down.
Look, the 8, 9 and the 11. He beat Halad, Adams and Barber. Left them for dead. Here's the kick. He's banged it between the post. Well, Macquarie, they're back. It's 12-10 over Cessnock. It's been all go, go, go here on Bar TV. This is what you love. This is what brings the crowds in. And when the horns go from the cars, you know it's going to be a day of magic. Here's the kickoff now from Holland. Goes downfield. 10 metres out from their own line is where they'll get the dribbling ball, and this is where they'll be cleaned up too. Adams was flying through.
Yeah, it's one of those great things about the real NRL, isn't it? I mean, in the NRL, it's all big stadiums these days. You can't drive the car in, sit there, beep, have a pie, have beer in a can, but you still can here in Newcastle Rugby League, which is a great thing.
Just adds to the theatre of rugby league, doesn't it? You know, I mean, yes, it's great to have Hunter Stadium, but going back to, 89, 92, you'd have to line up at 7 o'clock in the middle of the morning half the time, or even the night before, to get a seat up on that hill with your rug and your picnic basket. These days, it's half empty. 21 metres out from their own line. But just on stadiums, haven't we got some magnificent ones up here now throughout the Hunter? I mean, you've got Hunter Stadium, you've got the Cessnock Ground, there's works in the pipeline for the Maitland Sports Ground as well, where we were last week here on Bar TV. So we're going to have some very elite and elaborate rugby league grounds. And of course, you can't go any further than the number 2 sports ground in Newcastle as well, as where there's a little bit of rugby league played. I know the Newcastle Knights played their odd VB New South Wales Cup match. And throughout the week on Twitter, a lot of people have been expressing their opinion about why not shift the grand final to the number 2 sports ground. But I guess that all depends on what teams you've got in the grand final and all that. Because of the capacity of the number 2 sports ground, it's probably up around maybe 8,000-9,000, if that. We'll come back to that even less, is it?
No, about 6, I believe.
Yeah. Here's a break made. Holland with the ball. Runs the Cantor. A metre out from the line. Last tackle coming up now for the Goannas.
Bit of space here on the left.
They're going to kick it in the in-goal area. They've had trouble all day fielding the ball, and they're going to have trouble yet again. It's going to be a goal line dropout. More pressure coming up now for the Scorpions.
I mean, I said it before, but I definitely think that the danger man for Macquarie is the fullback, Kerrod Holland. He's I think scored about 11 tries or so this year. He's been electric. The way he sort of wraps around the back there, I guess classic sort of Billy Slater style. Even looks a bit like Billy Slater the way he runs, actually. But yeah, he's a great player.
Here's that kickoff again, Josh. It's gone again, 50 metres on the fly. And Brown dishes it away there to a canting number 8 in Brendan Halad. And comes it down to the 30-metre line. You're on Bar TV. This is the washout fixture. Unfolding right before your very own eyes. Between the Cessnock Goannas in 6th place and the Macquarie Scorpions in 3rd place. And on the scoreboard right now, Macquarie, the home side, up by 2. Cessnock looking to strike back. Been a game for tit for tat so far. They spin it out to the edge. Metcalf, can he offload? He does offload. That player out there on the wings got in the touch.
Yeah, Chris Pine, he had the ball. He just seemed to, he was juggling it, but he couldn't get it in the right hand to sort of put it over to the try line. But anyway, he's knocked in a touch for some good defence there by the opposing winger. But again, they're looking dangerous. Cessnock, when they get a sniff, they're shifting the ball quite quickly to the edges.
Well, over here on the commentary side, we're just waiting to see if Al Lantry might get a bit of a run back onto the field. It's been off for a few moments. And also the 12 for Macquarie. And Simon Allen looking to be ejected back into the match. As we just had a look at the replay of the incident. And the scrum now is formed. And the ball comes out, but our referee this afternoon says we'll have another go. 15 metres in from the eastern touch line. We've had 32 minutes of the match. Hasn't that gone fast? And we've only got 8 minutes to go in the first half. An electric speed. This has to be probably one of the quickest games that I've seen on Bart TV this year. Of course, no doubt today this is the match of the round in the washout. As we see now, Macquarie out to the 30-metre line.
Well, I think, Pete, you're seeing two sides that are pretty desperate in this season to do some damage in the semi-finals. Of course, Cessnock are desperate to even get to the semi-finals, and I know Macquarie, they're desperate after probably choking, really, to be honest, last year, to really kick on and really challenge for the premiership this year. They want to be potentially second on the minor premiers, so this game has plenty of meaning for them as well.
It'll be a fantastic semi-final series. Here's that swirling ball again. Did well there, Holland. He ended up taking that ball in the field of play. Now he's back into the field of play. Crowd goes up. Tremendous effort again by the fullback.
Yeah, that was a very difficult take, Pete. He was running backwards with the ball coming over his back shoulder, his shoulder, I should say. And he's great take, and then good side steps to get out of it. He didn't have much room to move either, so he's having a great game, Kerrod Holland.
Good go forward here as well, Josh. This is McKendry. Try scorer for the Goannas earlier on. 54 points coming into this match. Joshua King wrapped up there by Briggs. Last tackle coming up now for the Goannas. Where's the kicker? It's going to come off the boot of Joel Brown. Bangs it in between the fullback and the winger. Ball may go into touch. Will he have to play at it? They're coming through. And Cantor, he's wrapped up there by Williams. 2 metres out from his own in-goal area. Now the winger goes for a dart. This is Meacham. Liam comes in off the wing. That's tackle number 2. This is Ryan Houston. Comes in off the other wing. He runs into Lantry. And also downstairs there was Stevens. And in the tackle as well was Joshua King. Macquarie now through Shaffy. Penalty going to the home side. 30 metres out from their own in-goal area, their own goal line. Well, that's not a rare penalty for Macquarie, but we haven't had many penalties, have we, in this match so far, Josh? That would only be the second or third penalty in the first 40 for Macquarie. It's been a low penalty count as they bang it into touch, and they find touch 5 metres inside the Goannas end of the field.
Been plenty of talk during the last week or two about refereeing in the real NRL, and I think, obviously John Taylor, he's the best man in the business at the moment, and I think he's having a good game too. It's good to see probably not too many penalties, but he's keeping the both sides apart and letting them play a bit of footy. It's been good. Yeah,
it's been a good 10. Kylie Aylett in Hawaii watching this match as well as we unfold the play. Back away to Briggs.
Great offload there by Blake Gallen.
A metre out from the line. Here come Macquarie again. They got numbers of themselves. They'll go up the middle. They'll score. Nobody's going to stop them from that close to the line. And they've gone all the way. And now the horns go off. The scoreboard goes up. And we've got another ball game unfolding again.
That was all set up again there by Blake Gallen. He got the offload, which is what we spoke about earlier, is really the key to Macquarie, that second phase play. And then it left a big hole there in the middle, and Aja Roberts just went straight through from another good ball from the half. And here we go. Macquarie really starting to get on top now.
Yeah, the last 8-10 minutes, no doubt.
Yeah, I think they were a bit slow and a bit sluggish, I thought, the first sort of 10-15 Macquarie. But as the game's worn on, they've really started to warm up, and I think they're probably slightly on top now. But been still a very even game, and it's going to be a great finish, I think. Yet.
Seeing the replay of the incident coming up of the try, and again, Chris Hyde is having a fantastic position play today. Just getting them going forward, left and side of the ruck, isn't he?
Yeah, and a great pass there to finish off from the halfback, Mick Moran. I mean, that's what happens when you get the forwards going forward, the defence on the back foot. Guys like Hyde and Moran, they really are very dangerous.
And the kick's a beauty from right in front. Macquarie leading by 8 points now. So they've got that buffer of 8 points. So it will be in front of Cessnock in the second 40. And they'll be just hoping and praying that Macquarie will switch off. You wouldn't be expecting Macquarie to switch off. They're running third on the ladder. Victorious over Central last week by 34 points to 18. If there are going to be genuine premiership threats, they just got to keep this momentum going and win the second half quite handsomely. But again, as Josh mentioned, Cessnock's season, is it on the line right here, right now? They've got another 50-odd minutes to turn it around. Some might say they've still got a chance, and they quite have. You know, they got the bye in round 17. They're on 16 points, so you can put the bye into the scenario. They're going to be on 18 points. But then the question is, will Central slump or Central keep building 2 points on the back of that? And that's the question for the next 3 or 4 rounds before we come into the semi-final series. In my opinion, it will be Cessnock well and Central going well, aren't they, through Matt Lantry's efforts out there. He's signed on for another few years as well, as we see now. Breaking tackles. This is Pine. Penalty to Josh, 10 metres inside. Macquarie half.
Yeah, just getting on to the finals there, Pete. I think the key is obviously Cessnock can still make the finals if they lose this game, but the fact is their destiny will then be out of their own hands. Where obviously if they win today, they've still got the advantage on Central due to a superior for and against. So, it's not do or die, I guess, totally for Cessnock, but with Central having a relatively easier run home with Maitland and then followed by games against Lakes and Port Stephens, you'd probably back the Butcher Boys to get in.
This is Gene Brown, and of course they're without Riley Brown today as well, Cessnock. He'll be back next week. 2-week suspension for having too much to say to the referee a few weeks ago against Central Newcastle out at Central. Play on. May not even be over yet before half-time. Looking dangerous. Macquarie aiming up in defence, trying to stop the go-inners from crossing the line here. Browns with the ball.
They've got to spin it wide here. I think on the right they might have a bit of room.
They got 6 players to the left. They go themselves from dummy half. Cut down.
No, that was a poor option there. They've got to spin it wide.
They're going the other way though. Brown cuts out one, finds Holland. Holland goes himself. Still going Holland. He barges towards the line. Flicks out the back. Dived on. It's the last tackle though. Well, I thought, hindsight's a great thing, but if he offloaded to his winger, they might have even had half a chance.
Yeah, good defence by Macquarie. They're going to take the lead now, 18-10 into the break, which is, considering I reckon this game has been so close, I don't think 8 points really have separated the two sides, so I think Cessnock are probably going to feel a little bit aggrieved to not be closer at half-time, because this game has been anything but an 8-point buffer. I reckon only 2 or 1 point. Points really separate these two sides. Maybe Macquarie have slightly been the better side, just given their superiority in the final 10.
So, Josh, if you were Steve Kidd, put your coach's hat on. What do you say you'd be telling your Chargers in the next few minutes?
I don't think they've been doing it too wrong. I think obviously that error there off the kick-off when they just scored a try has proved costly because Macquarie scored straight after that. Other than that, I think they've been pretty good. They've kicked well with Chris Adams and Joel Brown. They've both kicked well to the corners. But, maybe just a couple of errors in unfortunate timing has really hurt them. And Macquarie, as the game has worn on, have really started to lift in the forward. So I think Chris Kidd, plenty of positives there. I certainly think Cessnock had the firepower to come out and still win this game for sure.
Well, there you go. There's the views of Josh Leeson from the Newcastle Herald. And, of course, you'll be able to read about all the matches this weekend, and of course tomorrow's only 2, but you'll be able to read a few of them in Monday's edition of the Newcastle Herald. And before we do go to a break, Josh, how's your weekly forum coming along? Quite a bit of interest. It's keeping you busy throughout the week.
We've had plenty on Thursday actually. Sort of hot topics, of course, were speculation if Riley Brown is going to go to West next year, and talk about what's that mean for Jade Porter and things like that. Also, plenty of talk about the referees as well. A few people I think out from the Cessnock region are still not great fans of Graham Stair. If that's fairly earned or not, I won't say. But also, I guess plenty of interest about what's going to happen in these final series. I think at the moment, obviously, West are still undisputably probably the favourites, but I think that who they're going to play in the grand final is certainly up for grabs. I think South, Macquarie, Maitland, and even maybe Cessnock, if they get on a run, are all genuine chances. So, yeah, of course, everyone, if you're out there, tune in on 12 o'clock on Thursday and talk some bit of rubbish with me. It's always fun.
And what do they have to do, Josh? Well, they've got to do is log on to the Herald and click on your face, and off they go.
Yeah, terrible photo taken of me back in when I was about 25 on my first day at the Herald. But
you got younger.
Yeah, I wish they'd update that photo. But anyway, just click on that and join in. I had a few weeks where I was away due to a few little technical gremlins on the computer system, but we're up and running now. So it's all a bit of fun. There's plenty of rubbish on there, but it's
all good rubbish, you reckon?
Yeah, well, not always good.
It's the rumour mill, Josh's rumour mill.
Yeah, there's plenty of rumours on there. I'll try and dispel a few if I can, or add to a few more.
Keep the rumours circulating. Well, before we actually go to a break, there's another thing I'd like to mention throughout the week. Of course, you might have caught up with it by now that the Newcastle Knights... Garth Brennan, he's no longer coming up. Well, he was always going to hope to come up the freeway, but he's had another change of thought, and he's had a chat with Phil Gould, and they've secured his services at Penrith for another year, I believe. Coming back to a local level, Western Suburbs coach Craig Miller, does that now make him even firmer odds to, if that possibility came up for the Knights under 20s, that this could be his last year at the Rosellas? That'd be an interesting one. We'll have to ask him tomorrow, but what's your take on that? I mean, with Rick Stone now favouring as coach, he's always said that he wants to go back to the Knights. This is his best chance to make it happen, surely.
Definitely, I think Rick Stone, if he does get the head Knights job, which is what it seems that it's going to happen, certainly does help Craig Miller's chances of getting that under 20s job. I think, if they'd picked an outsider, like a Neil Henry or a Tim Sheens, they potentially may have brought their own staff with them, which would have discounted Barney. But now with that happening, I'd say he's a pretty good chance. He certainly made it quite vocal that he wants that job, and he'd have to be the most qualified guy going around the hunter for that job. I mean, he's got plenty of knowledge as a former assistant coach to the Knights, especially back when they won a premiership back in 2001. So. He's got plenty of knowledge, and he knows all the young guys coming through the systems at various clubs. So I think it'd be good for the real NRL to have a former real NRL coach at that level, because I think he'd keep the connection with the local teams going, which I think, fair to say, in recent years has probably slipped away a bit. I think the Knights probably haven't always treated the real NRL with the respect it probably deserves. So I think and I think Rick Stone, he's a big fan of the real NRL. Of course, he was commentating with you earlier in the season, did a game up at St John Oval. So Rick Stone's a big fan of the real NRL too. So I think having him as the head coach of the Knights will be a good thing for the local league too.
And mate, for a lot of the fans that may not be genuine fans of the real RL that may be switching on and tuning on today, there's going to be a few changes as far as coaches go next season. Of course, Steve Kidd, last season at the Cessnock Goannas this year. A few weeks ago, Adam Bettrich decided this will be his final year at Souths, and now there's speculation about Craig Miller, and I guess there's a few other coaches umming and ahhing as well about next year. What are you hearing out of the South camp? Is there any news at the moment about next year from the South Lions?
Well, they've already
announced their
coach. Yep. Todd Hurrell, their lock, will be their captain coach next year. So
you think that'll work, being a captain coach? I mean, PJ Ellis has speculated. Well, he said throughout the week that it's a pretty tough gig. You've got to be there all day, all night, training, work. captain coach, it doesn't come easy,
Yeah,
does
it is a very tough job. I think what'll help Todd Hurrell out is the fact that he's got his dad, Greg Hurrell, is the current assistant coach to Betteridge, so he's going to continue as assistant coach to his son. So that'll be a big help for him. And plus, I think Adam Betteridge has sort of built a good system along with the former captain coach Matt Shipway at the club now, going back 4 years. So it's been pretty. I think it'll be a pretty seamless change, which is obviously going to help him a lot. He's already played in the team. He's not coming to a new club, so I think that will help. I think captain coach is a pretty tough role because I think you talk to all the coaches. Some of their jobs they put in is like 30 hours a week of work, a week. There's a lot of, especially in the pre-season, a lot of recruitment, talking to players. It's because it's basically a semi-professional league. They're dealing with contracts and that sort of stuff. So it's a pretty big job. But I think a lot of that is going to be done by the South committee and not by Hurrell. So he won't have to deal with that sort of side. It'll be more just playing football. So I guess we'll see. It seemed to work with Matt Shipway. He did a great job as a captain coach at South. So it could work with Hurrell. But on other cases, I know. Going back to Macquarie a few years ago, that a captain coach didn't work out too well. He quit sort of mid-season, but PJ Ellis has done a fair job too at Maitland, so it can work. But I guess we'll find out.
Mate, what are you hearing in the Western Suburbs camp? Of course, this week, the Hawaiian players came back a few weeks ago, and this is Western Suburbs' first match since those players have come back tomorrow against Lakes. Craig Miller, we know what happened over the last month. It's all been about attitude and discipline. We don't have a program, so we're sort of speculating. So it's sort of the Bar TV rumour mill at the moment. But I hear that there was a few more players that went out on a night in town. Do you think they'll be taking their place tomorrow? Because nobody knows, because we don't know what Barney Miller's got on paper because there's been no program. So is it just a matter of we going there tomorrow and just seeing? Or what
I did speak to Barney Miller on Wednesday for the Real NRL page in the Herald, and he did say that that Callan Richardson and Jake Finn would both be sitting out this match in first grade. They'll be playing reserve grade due to their part in the breaking the team rules there a few weeks ago before the Lakes game. So they'll both be in reserve grade tomorrow, but and after that they'll be back in first grade, I would assume. Unless they have stinkers. But, I'd say they'll be back. And
or a few more nights out on the town.
But,
Yeah, an interesting few weeks. But credit there then to Craig Miller. He stuck to his guns and, he could have easily rushed those players back into his squad. But, good on him for standing up to that. If it's good for two, it's good for the other two as well, I guess. So we're back to the halfway line for the second half. And don't forget, the Newcastle Herald is where you'll be able to read about all the rugby league news from today's match and tomorrow's match between the Western Suburbs Rosellas and the Lakes United Seagulls. And don't forget, we'll be having that game live streamed across Bar TV from 3 o'clock tomorrow, and of course stations and websites across the Fairfax Regional Network taking our telecast as well. And of course one of those is the Newcastle Herald, and up through the coalfields, the Maitland Mercury, Cessnock Advertiser. We welcome all the viewers through those regional outlets to the Bar TV coverage in season 2014, and it's been a fantastic year for Bar TV, covering the Newcastle Rugby League live streamed each weekend, and we just hope that the fans have enjoyed it as much as we here at Bar TV have enjoyed bringing you the live pitches each weekend. Not just as Bar TV live stream, we also cover all the grades in the Newcastle Rugby League competition. And don't forget, next year as well, there's going to be a big draw card down in the Illawarra Rugby League. And this year as well, we're covering the Newcastle and the Illawarra Rugby Leagues all the way through to Grand Final Day down in Illawarra. It's great to have the Illawarra Rugby League on board as well. And of course, a big thank you to everybody down in Illawarra for getting behind the Bar TV product. And I know, speaking to a lot of coaches and players, with the services and the technology that are available in this day and age, it just makes it a lot more easier for the coaches to preview the games and let the players know where they had a few weaknesses and where they could improve. And speaking of weaknesses, unfortunately, They failed to find touch after that penalty. And we see now the Goannas having the football on the halfway line. And we might have a look at a replay coming up. I think there might have been a bit of a slap around the eye region. It could have even, a finger may have went into the eye of the Cessnock Goanna player over there. We'll just have a look at that. We'll just queue up the tape machine and see if we can find that incident, which gave way to the first penalty of the second half. And this is it right here. Well, don't know if I can see any intent. Bit of an accident. Let's just slow it down frame by frame. Might have just got a bit of a slap across. Well, he definitely got a slap across the jaw. But then he's put his right hand up, the Macquarie Cessnock player, to his face. He looks okay, though. That's a tough one to work out. But let's see what the Goannas can come up with now in the second half right here on Bar TV. It's all in front of them. They're down by 8. So first points pretty quickly in the second half is vital for them. Let's see if they can start the second 40 with a try. They go short. The 14 is with it. This is Brown. He goes close. A metre out from the line. Stevens. He picks the ball up. They come out to the right-hand side of the field. Wrapped up. A metre short. Where will it come now? Adams sends it back through the middle. The 16 is with it. This is King. He charges into Briggs. He doesn't want to go to ground. Hyde there in the tackle as well. Penalty going from right in front of the post to Cessnock. Well, just appeared that it was never going to end. So they take the tap and they go on the attack again. Lantry. Push back into the defence. A metre short. He'll play the ball back now.
Yeah, you think Cessnock have really got to score here with these repeat sets?
Connolly runs into Gallen. A metre out from the goal line. Stevens now collects the football. They go themselves. Joel Brown throws a dummy, goes himself and gets the try. Referee will point to the spot, blows his whistle. They're coming back to the Goannas. The gap's closing. 18-14 with a kick to come.
Yeah, it just had to happen, didn't it? They had plenty of ball there and plenty of pressure on the Macquarie line. And they probably didn't look like they was much going on, though. They didn't really organise their attack well, but Joel Brown, a couple of good little nifty sidesteps, and he's through.
He's nifty. Well, Josh, you just got a sense that this is going to go down to the wire if it keeps up like this, and that's great for the game of rugby league. Great for the competition as well. One of the best games that I've witnessed so far this year, and there's been quite a few. We're up to round 16 next week, but you just love a good rugby league hard-fought match. And you can just sense if they can get a bit more possession, the Goannas, we're going to have a ripper. So don't go anywhere. This is Bar TV with Josh Leeson from the Newcastle Herald. Here's the kick now. Can he bring it back around? He can. Holland converts. He's not the third highest point scorer in the competition for nothing. He's a marvel with the boot as well. So we've got a 2-point ball game. 18-16 here on Bar TV. And of course, Bar TV were down at the Illawarra Rugby League last night for another close encounter, and that was between the Dapto side and Collegiate. So it's all happening down there. Oh, there's a bit of a fumble in the background, but luckily Joel Brown has been able to get the ball and have it back for the Goannas. The 14 is with the football this time, and this is Gene Brown. He's going to be tackled about 25 metres out from their own line. Adams and Hyde have been going at each other all day, haven't they? They've been able to put in a few good kicks from dummy half, and here's another penalty to Cessnock. Well, attitude from Macquarie, and they'll just go on with it, the Cessnock side, and take full advantage of that, and take full advantage of that big breeze that's behind them in the second half. Banged it into touch, 30 metres out from the Scorpions line. Oh, they've bombed it. Oh, they'll kick it, but it's got to rule this back. Oh, Josh, on the first play, they've chance their arm, but it's all come unstuck just as quick as it went on.
Well, it looked like he's done the offload around the corner there, Metcalf, but it looked like it bounced off a Macquarie defender's back, so that actually looked like it went backwards and then bounced forward off his back. So it might have actually been play on, but I'm not sure. They've said the ball's gone into touch before Chris Pine's been able to kick it. But I think this game's getting so close now. I think it's really going to depend on penalties and who hangs on the ball, because if you cough the ball up in your own half, you're most likely probably going to concede a try, because both these sides can certainly attack. So it's going to be very, very tight finish, and all going to come down to penalties and errors, I think.
This is Liam Meacham with the football as Macquarie come outside their own 30-metre line. Just alluded there to the Illawarra Rugby League. Last night it was full time. Bar TV was down at the Dapto Showground on a chilly night down in the Gong. Collies defeated Dapto by 42 points to 22. And don't forget, for our fans down in the Illawarra, be able to log on throughout the week and catch a replay of that game and the other matches that are unfolding across the weekend down in the Illawarra Rugby League. Just like you can here in the Newcastle Rugby League. Log on after full time and watch a full replay and highlights throughout the week as well. So Macquarie now with the ball. Moran juggles it. It's out the back. And the referees called it up. Mr. Leeson, 35 metres out from the Cessnock Goannas goal line.
Yeah, if he held on that ball, it might have been through, but he's just spilled. It was probably a tough pass to take. But just got to hold on the ball at both sides here, because I think if they do, they're certainly going to mount the pressure and maybe crack their line. But just get back to the Illawarra stuff. Peter, you're going to make a couple of road trips down to the Gong?
Coming with me?
I don't know if I'm going to go that far.
This is as far as you go, Josh.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a slog down there, isn't it? Was it about a 5.5 hour trip?
Toronto's as far south as I'll go, I think.
It's great that the Illawarra Rugby League have come on board, and Thurigal 24 lead Corrimal 0-0 at half time down there in the Illawarra Rugby League as well. And back here, it's 18 points to 16 Macquarie. Over the way.
Another knock on, and a bit of a scrappy start this second half. First half was all free-flowing football, but both sides sort of seemed to have dropped off a little bit. Just
on the Illawarra Rugby League, you're a bit of a greyhound fan. Well, the Dapto Sports Ground, Josh, that's where they play in the middle of down there last night.
Right.
And it's an interesting concept down there. It's an interesting setup, but...
love my dish lickers.
Your dish lickers were on fire. No, well, the dish lickers weren't going on when the rugby league was on. Not on. But we'll see what can eventuate from this. Speaking of the Gardens, they've now changed the name out there too. They're going to call it the Newcastle Greyhound Truck. Bringing it back in line with the good old days at Beaumont Park. Back to the 7 as well. This is Joel Brown. Lost it. Well, Cessnock, a few errors in both sides. The temperature's probably dropped about 5 degrees as well in the last few minutes, Josh. Josh has reached out for his furs.
Rugging up here.
The Gunnedah furs.
Nah, don't try to wear Gunnedah clothes too often around here. If I can help it.
4 metres out from the eastern touchline, 15 metres in from touch. It's where they play the ball.
Yeah, Jimmy Gardner's more the dry as a bone man at the Herald.
He's the trendsetter.
Yeah.
How's Keebs go?
Keebs dresses better than Jimmy.
15 metres out from the line. And of course, the Newcastle Herald are after a racing consultant. So get in touch with the Newcastle Herald. If Bar TV can help out the Herald, we will. They're after an analyst, a racing analyst. So get in touch. Go on the Fairfax website and apply online if you want to be a part of the regional award-winning team at the Newcastle Herald. 15 metres out from the line. Where will it come now? Last tackle coming up now for Macquarie. They're going to bang it in between the fullback and the winger. Cut off. 15 out from their own line. Crossfield they come, Holland. Runs into the 2 in Houston. Quick play to football. They want a penalty from dummy half. I don't think they'll get it this time, Josh. No, says our referee. Hooker again, Chris Adams. Played a few seasons in the VB New South Wales Cup. Also, he did play a few games at top level too, didn't he, a few years ago for the Newcastle Knights, I think you'll find. I think he's played 2 or 3 games in the first grade.
2 games in 2012 from memory,
Yeah. So he certainly knows what he's doing out there. Through the middle of the field now. They've got edge if they can come out and spin it.
Probably just needed a wide pass there. They were in some major space.
They come this way again. Oh, hold on. We've got turnover. Was the last tackle. And the man we were just speaking of, Chris Adams, the 27-year-old, Queenslander as well. Born up there in the tropics of Queensland. Just had his 27th birthday as well. It's according to last year's Newcastle statistics on the Newcastle Rugby League website. So he might have even had a birthday. He's not far off 30. 25 metres out from the line. Where will they come now? Centre of the field. They continue to barge their way through the middle. The lock forwarders with it. This is Gallen. Down to the 30-metre line. Who wants to line up with it now? Shaffy's with the ball. Beat one. Still going. Lantry over the top. Bounced off him. 15 metres in from touch. Back to Allen. Short ball. Away now to Moran. Goes himself. Metcalf wraps him up. Last tackle now. Hyde kicks towards the in-goal area. Cut off there by Holland.
He's knocked it on here.
He's lost the football. Holland. Kerrod Holland. Third highest point scorer for the Goannas. Well, what is he going to do? If he let the ball go, the try could have possibly been on, so he had to play at it, but it just unfortunately it went into his possession at 100 miles an hour, as you'll see from the Bar TV replay here off the boot there of Chris Hyde. Keep an eye on this right now. Holland positioned well, but unfortunately...
Yeah, it was a tough take for Kerrod Holland. He sort of really does attack the ball, which is, I guess, a good thing, but it can also cause a few errors as well, because he's usually going at a mile, 1,000 miles an hour when he's trying to pick the ball up. But anyway, big chance here for Macquarie, and nearly through there.
Metre out they are. We'll come back to the Danny Vaughan tribute night shortly. We'll let you know how you can get your tickets. 5 metres out from the line. With the ball now, Briggs. Cuts out 5. Great ball. Briggs is in. Isaac Briggs. Got it from Ryan. And they're over. Well, we've got a game of rugby league now. Haven't we? It's a good match. It's on Bar TV. It's Josh Leeson and Peter Jolly in the commentary box. Let's have a look at this incident. Let's have a look at the replay of the try.
Well, we saw a superb pass from Jordan Connolly in the first half to set up a try, but this one has matched that and raised it. There was a superb pass. He's held it up beautifully, and was it Randall to Isaac, I believe. Yeah, just superb pass. He just timed it beautifully and cut it through a couple of defenders as well. So look here on the replay, but this is the type of football that people love to see. Beautiful ball playing.
This is it. Ryan Briggs cuts out 2 and offloaded to Isaac Briggs. And that's how he got over the line. And now the scoreboard. Well, it ticks on.
Yeah, very talented rugby league family. The Briggs, of course, they're the brothers of Scott Briggs from South, who's been in great form all this season as well. So yeah, fantastically talented bunch of rugby league players.
Here's the kick. Missed it. Well, that could be vital. 22-16, and he's missed a kick from 10 to the right of the post. Well, will that come back and haunt them? Time will tell. So don't go anywhere. We've got 25 minutes remaining in the second half here, right here on Bar TV and right across the Fairfax Regional Network. Josh Leeson from the Newcastle Herald in the box. You'll be able to read about this match and tomorrow's match in Monday's Newcastle Herald. Gallen is with the ball, wrapped up there by Joel Brown. They go from dummy half. Hyde sets it to the left-hand side of the field. Picked up a charging trooper. Plays the ball back there. That was Allen. Where will it come now? Comes back to Vaughan. Sportsman's dinner on the 16th of August for Vaughan at the Toronto Workers Club. Brett Kenny, one of the guest speakers as well. And there'll be a tribute package to Danny Vaughan. This is Kerrod Holland. On his back there by Ryan Briggs. 15 in from that eastern touchline. 6-point ball game. 25 minutes to go in the match. Macquarie, third place on the competition ladder on 20 competition points. They've won 8. They've lost 4. As we see now the go-inners through Metcalf. Runs into Houston. Push him close to that western touchline. Back from Pine. Away it comes out of Connolly. Wrapped up there by Swaddling. Last tackle now. Adams. Going to kick off the boot there of Joel Brown. Tester at the back. Cantor diffuses it. Did well. Runs into the welcoming reception committee led there by Al Lantry. Slow play the ball too. This is the second tackle now for the Scorpions. This is the Tooheys Cup, the Newcastle Rugby League competition, and the back end of the season as we count down towards Grand Final Day, the number 1 sports ground. Who will it be in season 2014? Will it be West? Will it be South? Will it be Macquarie, Maitland, Central? The list is endless. It's anyone's guess. Are West's good enough to go? 3 in a row. Good run here by Gallen. Oh, he's lost it. Ball's out the back, picked up by Mark White. And he's got the ball for the go-inners. 10 short of the halfway line. Now he's lost the ball. And is this going to say? What is he going to say? He's lost it. I think Macquarie might have the ball here. No, he's given it the other way.
Yeah,
Took a
knock on first there from Macquarie. So played the advantage. But yeah, great ball there by Chris Hyde. He's put Blake Gallen into space and looked like an easy enough pass for Simon Allen to take, but he's coughed it up. And yeah, big let off there for Cessnock, because if looked like he probably would have been taken in cover defence, but it certainly would have put Macquarie on the attack deep into Cessnock's own half. So yeah, big let off.
Yeah, and don't forget the Denny Vaughan Sportsman's Dinner. It's on the 16th of August at 6:30. $500 for a table of 10, or $60 per person. And your special guests for the night will be Peter Tunks and Parramatta legend Brett Kenny. And of course that is the 16th of August at the Toronto Workers Club. Chris Adams is with the ball. They're juggling it. They're coming outside the 30-metre line, and that's where they're upended into the ground there through Halad. You'll play the ball back now. Adams again in a dummy half. He goes himself. He's been crunched. 25 metres away. Where will it go now? Look for the kick if somebody wants to bang it off the boot. There it goes. In the background of the blue sky. Might hit the post. It bounces into the field of play into the end goal. Cantor in trouble. He's not going to get back into the field of play. Barber wraps him up in goal. Goal line dropout. 6-point ball game. Macquarie leads Cessnock 22 points to 16. It's all happening here, as Bill Laurie would say.
Didn't look like there was the option they were looking for initially, with a bad pass going out the back there for Cessnock, but it turned into a great bomb and beautifully placed. And I think probably the disorganisation of it all maybe actually played to their advantage with Cantor not positioning the way he probably would have. But yeah, important set here for Cessnock. Probably would love a try here to get them within, or actually equalise if they can score and convert this try. So big set of 6 coming up.
Hopkins. Adams. Eastern side of the field they come. Brown bumps off one. Briggs says, come back here. And he takes the tackle. Adams again. Connolly. He goes himself. Just deciding who to run it into. Gallen. Finishes him off. Chris Adams. They come to commentary side. Connolly goes himself. Sees the try line in front of him. And Swaddling's there to put him down. A metre short of the line. Adams. Short ball. They're crashing all the way. Try time. Mark White. He was only named in the program 45 minutes before kickoff. And he's got the all-important try for the Cessnock Goannas.
Yeah, Mark Whitey's the former captain of Cessnock. He retired, I think, a year or so ago and made a comeback this year and spent a bit of time on the injury list, but back today and probably a little bit too easy, that wasn't it? You think Macquarie should have defended better or close to their line, but he's crashed over.
And Adams again, hindsight to go right and go short.
Yeah, well, Adams and Hyde have been a good little duel between them two all day. I mean, I think Hyde's probably slightly in front. I think Hyde's been excellent today, but Adams has hit back there too. So I think whoever's going to win this game, it could be one of the hookers who's going to decide the winner.
Important kick, Kerrod Holland, to get us locked up on the Bar TV scoreboard at 22 all. He looks good off the booty. Ball looks better. It's over the black dot. What a kick. Another sensational one. So we are locked up. 22 all here on Bar TV with 18 minutes remaining in the second half. 22-22 in the 22nd minute and the 22nd second. How's that for a stat? Put that down on your logbooks. All the historians of the Newcastle Rugby League.
Where's Richie Benno when you need him?
Chew. Do that well, Josh. 14 metres out from the line. Give us again.
Chew for 22 in the 22nd minute here at the Peacock Field.
Very nice. Very nice. It's a 12.2 out of 10. Very well done, Josh. And of course, Richie Benno. Hopefully he'll be back for the wide world of sports this season when Australia take on India. And then, of course, the big World Cup tickets are on sale for the final at the MCG in March as well.
Bar TV selling them too, are they?
It was cash for ticket then. No. Well, we never know. You never know your luck.
I was going to say, I might put my hand up for a couple if you were.
Come down to MCG for what? A week out. And, of course, in coming weeks, there was a big match over in Hawaii as well. So we've been able to buy the vision. You can't buy vision like that on your screen right now, can you? Red shorts, lucky he's got them on, playing the ball 10 metres out from the line. Otherwise, we might have went to black pretty quick. 4 metres out from the line. And, of course, in coming weeks, we'll be showing a replay of the country match versus the Hawaiian residents in the big test match over there between the Tomahawks and Samoa. So stay tuned because that's only going to be shown right here on Bar TV. And they've got a big crowd over there at Aloha Stadium, so make sure you stick around for that. And, of course, a few players from the Newcastle Rugby League went over there. So all the friends and family who would like to see how your boys or how your relatives went in that match, stay tuned. The Bar TV. 5 metres inside the yard. They'll work the left-hand side. Moran turns it back on the inside. 22 points all. Doesn't come much tighter than this in any game of rugby league. Who wants to go on with it? Oh, unfortunately, Simon Allen has put it straight down, Josh.
Yeah, second error in the space of sort of 5-10 minutes from Simon Allen, which is a little bit uncharacteristic. But he's coming back. He missed last week due to family commitments, so maybe he's a little bit out of nick, I guess, and off the pace a little bit. But disappointing for Macquarie because they were looking dangerous out there when they spread it wide.
The scrum is formed, and they spin it out towards the 20-metre line. This is Blake Gallen in defence. Adams beginning everything for Cessnock. Okay, good go forward, as you can see right now. Just runs the ball himself, picks up 6-7 metres before he finds the shoulder there of Denny Vaughan. Don't forget the 16th of August is the Denny Vaughan Sportsman's Dinner. Tickets available at the club as they go through to the 30-metre line. 22 points all on the Bar TV scoreboard. It's anyone's game. Is it do, is it die for the go-inners for 2014? They're away. They've got support. Connolly throws a dummy. Spirals it out wide. Has it gone forward? Yes, it has. Long way forward.
I think the pass before the short ball was a little bit questionable too. There's a few from the Peacock Hill yelling out forward pass. I'm not sure. We'll have to look at it on the replay. But that last pass certainly floated forward. Yeah, we have a look here. Maybe this little short ball here from Kerrod Holland when he punched through the line. Maybe just back, but if you look at this one from Connolly, yeah, I'd say that was forward.
That's gone all the way to Bolton Street. Fly forward out to the car park here over at the Toronto Workers Club. That's where the Denny Vaughan Tribute Night is. If you just tuned in, don't forget to get your tickets at the club. $500 for a table of 10, $60 per person. A great night of entertainment with Peter Tunks and Brett Kenny. That's on 16th of August at the Toronto Workers Club. Swaddlings with the ball. Did well, offloaded the ball out the back. Good shoulder there from Michael Hopkins from the Cessnock Goannas. Hyde over the 30-metre line. We're locked up. And that is what Mick Moran is too. Locked up. 15 short of the halfway line. Allen. Ball's on the ground. Did that go forward? Referee says no. Jeffrey picks it up.
Jeez. That was more forward than the other pass, to be honest. Yeah, I can't believe that's gotten through.
Halfway line. 22 all. They're going to kick a little chip in between the fullback's position. Deep. Slips over. Did he lose it? Yes, he has. Well, he hasn't taken a trick in the last 5 minutes. Was that Kieran Holland again losing it?
Yeah. I mean, as we were saying, he really does attack the ball really quick and looks to get the ball in up and attacking straight away. But unfortunately, it does also cost him at times. And at that time, he probably expanded himself and tried to attack the ball too much, and he's fumbled again. And certainly not a good time to be losing the ball when it's 22 all inside your own half with 12 minutes on the clock.
They go the short side. Jeffries with the ball. 5 in from the eastern touch line. Down to the 10. Swaddling. This is Hyde. Gallen. Schmiedel. Inside the 10. Locked up at 22 all. Hyde. Ball's on the ground. Was a touch by a Goanna. Let's keep an eye on the referee. No, he says. That's the fourth tackle. They're going to kick it in the in-goal area. They're flying through. They've scored from nowhere. Blake Gallen has possibly come up with a match-winning try.
Again, as we were saying before, Chris Hyde. We said Chris Hyde or Chris Adams, one of them two, were going to potentially decide this match, and it looks like it might be Chris Hyde because he's got out from dummy half. He's rolled a beautifully weighted grubber kick, and Blake Gallen, who I think is one of the best players in this competition. Quite frankly, I think he's so versatile. He's very mobile for a big man. Great ball skills, and here he's used his pace to put down a ball just before it went over the dead ball line.
Let's see if he was onside. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Touch it. Well, we can't see a wide shot, but
yeah, I'd like a wide shot because he looked like he got there pretty quick.
He got there quick.
Yeah, not have been able to see the wide shot. I'd probably have to say I think he looks like he's a touch offside there.
There you heard it. Josh Lucien has said there's no try. Big call.
Yeah, better keep it quiet, mate. We're sitting here in the Peacock Field grandstand, surrounded by Scorpions fans. So, but no, yeah, I think personally, I think that was probably a rough call there from Cessnock. You look like maybe a metre or two offside.
Is that a tough call for Cessnock? Here's the kick from right in front. Houston converts. 6 points in the end. And the Bar TV commentary side have mentioned it could be a bit dusty. Could have been marginal. You'll hear plenty about that if Cessnock don't lose, come away with empty, with duck egg. Here's the kick, goes down the in-goal area. They'll need a good set of 6 here to force the error. Good charging run. They've dropped the football. He's going to give a penalty. Penalty to Macquarie. We'll have a look at that on the replay. He's called stripped.
Well, on the back of a try that was probably not a try, it was probably offside. This is certainly not going to endear the Cessnock fans to John Taylor if this has not been raked out. We'll see here on the replay.
Have you brought your parachute? Just in case he's just dropped.
Yeah.
He's lost that, hasn't he? Let's have a look at it. Brown.
He had his hands in there. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Hard to tell. You could probably need the other angle, but yeah, I'm gonna go say the referee was probably in his rights to call a penalty there.
I reckon he's just dropped it. Anyway, that's 50-50. We'll be lucky to get out of here alive, us two. Lucky we're in the back row of the seat. The grandstand is a swaddling.
And what you have seen, a bit of fire from the Cessnock defence now. They're moving up quick. They know the game is probably going to be decided in the next couple of minutes. They need to muscle up here and get the ball back. And obviously, yeah, a few tough calls have gone against them, and they've got a bit of life in them. It's good to see.
Moran goes himself. Schmiedel kicking. Holland has it now and he's away. Good tackle and they finish him off. Adam Swaddling. So let's have a look at the scoreboard. 28 plays 22. We've got 8 minutes remaining in the match. 6-point ball game here at Lyle Peacock Field here in Toronto. You're on Bar TV. Cessnock season. Is it going to come down to the last 8 minutes? A few good experts around town believe this is the match that they do need to win. But so far they're down. 8 minutes. They're going to run it. That's forward and lost before Chris Pine collects the football. Well, they tried their arm, just couldn't quite go the way they wanted it. So back to the scrum.
No, I think that'd even be called a forward pass in rugby union, I think.
That's nearly a penalty, Josh. That's how far forward that one went. But he didn't want to go quite. Was it deliberate forward? Possibly. We always get a running commentary wherever we go from the fans and the officials, and that's why you love the Newcastle Rugby League. Grassroots football. Doesn't come back.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that nice air-conditioned box. You keep promising me, Pete.
What about the hot chips? That'd be nice on a day like today. No, we might have to put in a invoice to the Macquarie Scorpions. And then Bar TV can claim it back. Here's $10. 5 metres out from the line. They're very generous here to the fans. Maybe they'd want $10 plus interest. 28 points to 22. 6 minutes to go in the match. Macquarie have the football. Centre of the field. They go themselves from dummy half. 6 minutes remaining on the clock. Back to Moran. Short. Subner. Stepping, weaving, offloading. Schmiedel up the middle. Flecks it back on the inside. And who was there? Metcalf, I think, in jersey 3.
Yeah, I wonder if he's called the pass there because for all money, looked like he was going to score, pass the other way to score the try, but he's passed it over his shoulder to the left without really looking, and looks like Sean Metcalf has called give me the ball, Josh, and he's passed it. So.
And the kick, well, they tried their kick, but unfortunately the winger just didn't know it was on, and the kick went into touch. Don't know if that's the right play down inside your own 10 with 8 to go.
No, very silly play. I mean, they just got the ball back after they've been under a lot of pressure and kicked the ball basically out inside their own half, and they've turned the ball back over to Macquarie when they're chasing 6 points. So, yeah, that play there really does make me wonder what the hell they were thinking.
Steve Kidd, what would he be thinking? He'd be, livid. Is that a word?
Well, he's not the type that gets too angry of coaches in the comp, but yeah, I'm sure he was a little bit bewildered by that play.
To the 40-metre line.
Still 5 minutes to go. Still time here for Cessnock to at least draw this game, so going to be a big final 5.
This is Danny Vaughan. Chris Hyde. Away now to Gallen. Flicking the ball out the back. Royce Jeffrey. Tackled around the legs there by Brendan Williams. Inside the 10 they come. Lantry from the Goannas in defence along with Joshua King. Swaddling. Charging towards the 10-metre line. Nobody wants to put him down. Here come Macquarie. Fantastic run. Can they turn that run into points? They're on a roll. Back to the 8.
Got numbers here.
Vaughan. Oh, they've bombed it. Allen puts it down. Back to Cessnock with 3.5 minutes to go in the match. That will be a bit of a disadvantage to Cessnock as they've got to go find the ball.
Yeah, I don't know what, maybe Allen was eating some hot chips or something greasy at half time because his hands have been terrible since the break. He's I think about three times he's spilt the ball. So yeah, it's certainly not his normal go. I mean, he's normally a great player. So yeah.
Okay. Well, we're just looking over to the official scoreboard on top of the gate over there. 3 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the match. And the Cessnock side on the halfway line. This could be one of the few remaining throw of the dice in this second half for them. The 8 is with it. Halad. He's 35 metres away from the Macquarie goal line. They're trailing by 6. Comes back then out of Brown. Good ball on the inside. Referee says play on. Now he's going to call it up. Forward, he says. Forward pass. A late call, but a call that he may have got right in the end.
Yeah, I think that was the right call. I think it was definitely forward. Right option, just poor execution in the end. Getting Kerrod Holland down on the inside ball is certainly going to be the best way for Cessnock to crack open and score his final try. But the ball's gone massively forward if you look at the replay there.
That's why you love a replay. Sometimes you can't catch it with the eye. Oh, that's a mile forward.
I can't remember the last game I've seen so many really massive forward passes in a half of football. It's been, I think, about 4 or 5 now. It's been incredible.
You'd have a good highlight selection of forward passes for this match for sure. So Macquarie, 2 minutes, 27 seconds on the Lyle Peacock Oval scoreboard to go. Can they hold on to the win? Can they hold on to this match? 2 minutes, 10 to go. This will be their 9th win. If they can come away with 2 points within the next 2 minutes. Third on the ladder at the moment. Cessnock Goannas. Is their season about to come to an abrupt end? If not today, but in coming weeks. Here's a penalty from right in front. What do you do here? There's a bit of niggle.
Oh, you got to go for the 2 points, I think. Not only will run a bit of time off the clock, but also if they can get it, which they probably should, it'll seal the game for them. So, yep, and they're going for 2 points, which, unfortunately is going to end this game, I think, because, but Cessnock, I think, they've certainly had their chances, but just some errors in the second half with forward passes, drop balls, and allowing, I guess, a couple of tries late in the first half that they probably shouldn't, is ultimately going to cost them the game here.
So 1 minute 15 the clock is stopped at. He'll need to kick it dead. You'll be hoping and praying. It's a 1,000,000 to 1 chance that the ball can hit the goal post and Cessnock can somehow get it. It's a penalty kick from right in front. Let's see what can happen here. So far, it's a 6-point ball game. Kicks this. They've won it. From right in front. It's got the distance. It's coming back around, but he's missed it and it's gone dead. Just gone dead. So we're going to come back out to the 20 for a kick. Did it go 10 metres? They've got it back. What a play there by Cessnock. Their season may not be over yet. Back to King. Well, you need some luck. And that's what they've got.
Yeah, fantastic play by Cessnock, and they're right on the attack now.
40 seconds to go. Hyde. He's down inside the 30. He'll play the football back. Here comes Cessnock. Back away down out of Halad. He charges towards the 20-metre line. Back through the arms now of Connolly. Cuts out one. Finds Holland. He finds Metcalf. He needs to flick it. He does flick it. Out the back to Holland. He cuts out one. They've got 3 on 2 out here. It's just a matter of putting it together. Will they score the try of the year? They have. What a try. Oh, Cessnock. They need the kick to win and keep their 2014 aspirations alive. Have you seen anything quite like it in the Newcastle Rugby League, Josh Leeson?
Fantastic. We both obviously called that that looked like it was a game over, but beautiful little chip and chase, and Macquarie probably they should have been open to that, and they weren't, and it might be about to cost them dearly. But Kerrod Holland, geez, how long was that pass? It was like a 25-metre cutout there, and yeah, fantastic play. I mean, that's Cessnock for you. They've got some great ad-lib footy in them, and it's a very important kick here from Kerrod Holland. But I think the way he's been kicking today, I'll back him and get it in.
We don't want to put any pressure on him. He's the third highest point scorer in the competition.
It's a great offload here by Sean Metcalf, and look at this pass.
Okay, as we come back from the replay to the kick, this is the most important thing you'll see all afternoon. Here's the kick from right in to the post. He's got it! He has kicked it from the sideline. It's a draw. Well, where's Golden Point when you need it? We don't get it in the Newcastle Rugby League, but what a way to come back and get a draw. The try, nobody knew he was going to score. He knew, then the kick to finish it off. A brilliant afternoon here at Lyle Peacock Field.
Yeah, well, mate, great finish, and I think it's indicative of what the game was like. The whole game was very back and forth, was seesawing, some great football played, some fantastic tries. And look at this pass. It's that 25-metre long pass on the left side.
Bingo.
Yeah, great work, and I think a draw in the end is a fair effort because both these sides were quite even today. They played some great football, and it was really had a real sort of semi-final intensity to the game too, I think, and it's obvious that there's a lot riding on this game too, and both those sides played like that.
Josh, I'll put this to you. What does 1 point mean for Cessnock?
Well, I think it's probably not the result they would have wanted, but it keeps them alive at least. I think Cessnock, Central and Maitland certainly aren't over the line yet, and this will keep them in the game. They've still got a bye to come as well, and they've got another match against Macquarie up there at Cessnock and a game against West at Harker. So on the performance today, you'd say that they can certainly beat Macquarie up at Cessnock, and so that's and then with the bye it's another 4 points. So. And you never know, against West in the final round, they might win that too. So I think they're certainly playing a lot better footy than they were a month ago. And the fact that they've had a win now and a draw against quality opposition without Riley Brown is going to give them a lot of confidence for these next couple of weeks when Riley's back.
Well, fantastic way to end our coverage here this afternoon. Cessnock back from the dead. You'll just watch the highlights and over again if you're a Cessnock fan of the last 30 seconds. That's all they had to play with, around 30 seconds, if that. Of course, the kick didn't go over. Just to recap, back to the 20, they kicked it downfield, dropped it. Well, the kicker went 10 metres. They just got the possession, the Cessnock side, threw the ball around. Then all of a sudden, 6 plays later, they're in, 15 in from the eastern touchline. And then 2 minutes later, the kick, the important kick, the pressure kick. He's the third highest point scorer in the competition. Kerrod Holland is the highest point scorer for Cessnock. He's used to pressure, and gee whiz, didn't he lap that up? He just walked into the kick, banged it over. The siren went in the background, and that's all she wrote. 28 all, 1 point each. Doesn't come much better than that. So, Josh?
I'd probably up there the best game I've seen this year so far.
One of your better games.
It was quality end-to-end football, and some fantastic tries, including that one on the death, and there's a couple of other great ones that Cessnock scored in the first half on down at the southern end of the ground was also a fantastic try, and Macquarie were I thought were pretty solid the entire game. So fantastic all-round game of footy.
You'll have plenty of write about in Monday's Newcastle Herald, no doubt. What angle do you come up with this game, eh? What subject? What's the headline for this one? The miracle. Well, it's the good old Ray Warren line, isn't it? Is it a miracle try?
Well, maybe. I mean, it was certainly. We both called it. We thought that the game was going to be over, and we thought it was a regulation penalty kick. But that's footy for you. Probably should have been an easy kick, but he's missed it, and then they probably should have not allowed Cessnock to get the ball back. But that's footy for you, and that's what makes it such a great game. That's
why we love it, and that's what it's called, the Newcastle Rugby League, best country rugby league competition going around, many say, up in this end of the world. And of course, it's great to be able to cover the rugby league week in, week out. Well, don't forget, we're back on deck tomorrow. It's a big double weekend of rugby league right here on Bar TV. We're heading out to the Harker Oval for Wests versus Lakes tomorrow. We'll be on air from 10 to 3, and we'll be having Steve the Swede Dunstan in the commentary box for us tomorrow, and he'll be over the moon, Big Swede, with the result today here at the Lyle Peacock Field. So Josh, that wraps us up for another week. Time to go home, get the chips on, thaw out, and dig into another 24 hours of rugby league before you write up the match review.
Yeah, no, thanks, Pete. Yeah, it's certainly cold here, so I'll be looking forward to getting the heater on in the car.
Indeed. All right then, Josh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Josh Leeson from the Newcastle Herald. And, of course, you can write about and read about and blog on and tweet away everything as far as the Newcastle Rugby League goes this season, and you can watch it all in the Newcastle Herald and read about it. Well, that's on behalf of the entire Bar TV commentary team here this afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's an absolute classic game of rugby league. So on behalf of everybody here at Bar TV, we'll be back on deck next week. Well, no, we're not. We're going back on deck tomorrow, aren't we, at 3 o'clock for West versus Lakes. Until tomorrow, it's bye for now.